Greetings, fellow Kingsters. I am hot wife and erotic author Juliet Adelaide, here with a little reading from my original witty true story erotic novel, Mrs. Sexy. So these are available on Amazon or at Google Play Books, or all the links are available through my website, www.mrssexybook.com. So do check them out. There are 3 in the series: Mrs. Sexy Under the Influence, and Mrs. Sexy It's Complicated. So the drama continues. There are funny parts. There are it's a love story about my husband and I, who have been married for 26 years. The first 21 years we were monogamous for our marriage, and then you have to read the books for why, but basically we branched out and became polyamorous, with eventually me becoming a hot wife. There's stories of threesomes. My husband and I have some couple play with some other couples. There's some jealousy. There's I fall in love. So I think it's kind of interesting, but open communication is the key, and embracing your sexuality is what it's all about. Women too often hide their sexuality and have to keep it suppressed, and I'm a little bit more about bringing it forward, and everybody's a sexual being, so why are we hiding this so much? I believe about being open and honest about everything with both my husband and my lover. So I'll just read a little excerpt. What I used to do is, it all started kind of when I started seeing someone. I used to kind of write fantasy scenarios, kind of like sexting out of control. So there's some of my fantasy scenarios that I did write to my lovers in here, and there's the true stories of everything that happened, from date nights to just home life. So and how we deal with our polyamorous lifestyle, our bondage, reclaiming nights, BDSM lifestyles, alternative lifestyle, however you want to look at it. So tonight I'll just read a little bit from Mrs. Sexy, and I hope you enjoy. This is from chapter 11, and then there was Max. A few days later, my mind turned back to Max. My husband had not met him, and what would be required for any future encounter. I couldn't really schedule a threesome, but I thought we could have Max over to our house to meet the hubby. A woman's body is not always available the way she may want. Max had set up an email just so I could send him stories, so I figured I better send one. I advised him that we would not be able to act this one out, perhaps, but I wanted him to get an idea for another time, perhaps. So here was the scenario that I had sent to Max, kind of to get him going and looking into fun nights ahead. He received a phone call from his lover saying that she was really hoping he was available to come join her and her husband. They were staying at a beautiful resort where they had a villa with much privacy. He eagerly agreed and grabbed a cab right away. He was never sure what would happen with her, but he was assured a good time. She had told him where the room was, and he knocked on the door. She answered the door in her hotel bathrobe, brushing her wet hair just out of the shower. She smiled and had to stand on her toes to give him a kiss. She liked kissing him. Her husband walked in from the back patio. He isn't sure if kissing her right away is okay. Her husband says hello and offers her lover a beer. He isn't angry at all. He isn't even fazed by his wife's welcome to their guest. They sit on the patio, drink some beer, pass around a joint, and chat and laugh. He forgot how easygoing they are and how much he enjoyed her company especially. After a while, she took off her robe and got into the jacuzzi on the patio. She wears nothing. Before getting in, she decides she should give both her lover and her husband a bit of stroking to get their minds back to the main event. They are both sitting in nice patio chairs that recline a bit. She asks them both to undo their pants so she can kneel between them on the ground and stroke both, one in each hand. They both seem to be enjoying it, and both enjoy when she looks at them in the eyes as all desire increases. She does like to take her time, and is just teasing them both a bit at this point. She stops and gets in the water. Her husband excuses himself to go to the bathroom, so her lover takes off his clothes to join her. She loves to see him erect already and stops him as he is about to join her in the water. He sits on the edge as she grabs his cock again. This time, though, she slowly puts it into her mouth and down into her throat. The night air, the stars, and the blowjob combine for a unique type of euphoria. Her husband comes back to see his wife fully sucking on her lover's cock. He doesn't mind, but is a bit eager for it to be his turn. She pulls her lover into the water and tells him to stroke his cock while she sucks her husband's. The slurping, spitting, and licking sounds along with his own stroking make him so ready to be inside of her. She tells them both that she prefers to fuck inside the room in a while, but allows the guest to rub her pussy while her husband fondles her breasts. She also takes turns stroking them both under the water. Her lover asks if she would like to get out and lay on the patio chaise lounge so he can taste her. She agrees and stares up at the stars as he pleasures her with his mouth and fingers. Her husband kneels next to her and kisses her as she is pleasured by their guest. They move into the living room. Her lover sits down and she kneels on the floor in front of him so that she can lick him slowly from his balls to the tip of his shaft. Her husband kneels behind her and begins rubbing her clit with his cock. She begins to moan while sucking her lover's cock. This only adds to the sensation, and soon she is gagging a bit as she is being fucked by her husband. Her husband offers to change positions so that their guest may fuck his wife. He sits her on the couch so he can look at her as they fuck. Her husband stands above her and puts his cock into his wife's mouth. She maintains eye contact with her lover as she sucks her husband's cock and feels her lover slowly enter her. As her husband is being sucked, he rubs his wife's clit. Breathing and moaning get louder. Her husband pulls out of his wife's mouth and comes on her face. Her lover is soon begging to be allowed to come and pulls out as well as he comes all over her belly. And there's a lot. So do check out my witty, erotic, and true story series, Mrs. Sexy, available. Again, the links are all on www.mrssexybook.com. They also have, I also have links for mine. Go to my blog. It's true stories about my dates, things I've been up to, some stories about my creation of my OnlyFans, which is for feet, legs, and toes enthusiasts. So I do have a foot fetish website, basically subscription through OnlyFans, which is www.onlyfans.com/MrsSexyJuliet. So the links are all on my website, on the homepage to all my social media as well. So there's book excerpts, and all the links to all my books are there, of course, as well. So follow me on all my social media. I have Instagram. I have which is Mrs. Sexy Book 2, because I lost my first page for indecency. But it was for words, because my book quotes kept getting pulled by Instagram. So there you have that. I do have Facebook, which is Mrs. Sexy, and that for some reason is hard to find, but I've been told that if you put in Facebook in the search www.mrssexybook.com in the Facebook search, that then you can find my Facebook page, because I'm quite shadow banned across social media, so I'm like a deep dark secret. But please do join me in Twitter. I'm at Mrs. Sexy Book, so they're a little bit more free. I do live readings sometimes and live appearances on Twitter, more so because they're a little bit more lenient with their policies. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you check out my books soon, and my OnlyFans and all my social media. And I thanks so much for all the support, likes, nice words. I get a lot of nice comments in my DMs and things like that, so I do appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a very sexy day.